Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Monday Morning Azimuth Check. My name is Larry Moss. I'm the president of Azimuth Consulting, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about conflict and the impact it has on an organization. Years ago, my wife told me that she thought I enjoyed running towards conflict, and in a way, she was right. I was fascinated by why there was conflict, the impact it had. But then another way, I realized that I was just like everyone else. I tend to avoid dealing with the conflict. And that's where problems can arise. Because you see, avoiding conflict eventually becomes future resentment. I mean, think about that for a minute. Most leaders think conflict is the problem, but it's not. It's the avoidance that's the problem. We see the indicators, for example, the little side conversations, the meetings after the meeting, slow decisions being made, kind of that polite tension that you may see. And we may witness burned out leaders trying to carry everything on their shoulders. You see, conflict doesn't explode overnight out of nowhere, it accumulates in the silence. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, kind of address that. You know, when tension builds or appears between people, that's not the problem. It's simply the signal that there is an issue. And usually conflict is significant or signals a misalignment somewhere, maybe around expectations, roles and responsibilities, allocation of resources, or who has the right to make the decision. It's rarely personally, or rarely, excuse me, rarely personality, although we tend to point to that, right? He's the reason, she's the reason. It's usually clarity. And this can impact an organization's health. When unaddressed tension slows decision making, we miss opportunities. We pull away from innovative thought. It creates passive resistance because I don't know if I'm valued. It fragments teams and, frankly, it erodes trust in the organization. But the difference in a healthy organization versus an unhealthy one, healthy organizations don't eliminate the friction, they metabolize it. Think about that from the matter of your body. If your body can metabolize what's going in, then it doesn't negatively impact what's coming out, the energy. Well, here at Azimuth, we follow, we use a conflict navigation concept, a framework, if you will, called the 3 degrees to clarity. And it's awareness, alignment, and accountability. First of all, awareness, we're talking about that self-leadership first. You have to ask your question. What tension am I noticing? What am I seeing? What story am I telling myself around this conflict? And am I regulated enough? Am I managing myself enough to have the conversation? One of the recommendations we use is, a 90-second pause can prevent 90 days of fallout. Just a minute and a half to kind of figure this out. Because leaders right now either avoid the conflict or escalate it. Awareness prevents both of those. So here's kind of the flow that I'm talking about. First of all, name it. Name, what are you seeing? Share the impact. Invite other perspectives, and then clarify any agreements you come to. For example, maybe you're talking to a colleague and you say, I've noticed a tension around how decisions are being made. I'm concerned it's slowing us down. What do you think? Now we're looking at the problem. Now this moves the conflict from emotional to operational. Now we can move to a decision and a change in behaviors. So that's awareness. The accountability piece, this is where we understand that nothing changes unless the behavior changes. So, what behavior change are we looking for? What do we need? Who owns that change? And what deadline we're going to put on it? When are we going to revisit this so we don't lose momentum? You see, alignment without accountability erodes trust. So let's tie it all together. It's all tied to outcomes. When leaders address conflict, decision velocity increases, burnout decreases, psychological safety improves, and ownerships strengthen. You see, organizational health is not the absence of tension, but the presence of trust, clarity, and accountability. So, let me give you a little call to action. I want you to check your azimuth. What tension are you avoiding right now? Name one tension early, kindly, and directly today. If your team is stuck in slow decisions or maybe a reoccurring attention, remember that's not a character issue, it's a clarity issue. If you want to build a leadership team that can handle conflict without fragmentation, give us a call. We'd love to talk. Just remember, always check your azimuth. Look for these indicators of conflict. Thank you. God bless. We'll see you next.